motherfuckers? Welcome back to another delicious, holy, amazing, squishy episode of the No Chaser podcast. I'm Timothy De La Ghetto.
I'm Squishy Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades.
Squishy Blades.
Squishy.
Man, I was supposed to go to this WWE party last night, and I was so mad because, first of all, somebody had already an X-Pac costume, and I was hyped because I was putting an X-Pac costume together. I went and bought some girl leggings on Amazon, some neon green ones, you know what I'm saying? I bought a DX jersey. I was gonna draw on a little beard, had my bandana ready, and then she was like, my homegirl texted me. She was like, who you coming as? Because I want to have everybody's theme song playing when they enter the party. I'm like, I'm going to be X-Pac. She was like, oh, my best friend is going to be X-Pac. She was like, I thought you was going to be Goldust. I was like, I wasn't really about to be Goldust. I was just kidding. That was a joke. You were supposed to go laugh my ass off. Oh, my God, at Goldust. I wasn't really going to come as Goldust. And then I was like, all right, fine, fuck it. I'm going to switch it up. I got this one-piece wrestling suit that I like to. It's a costume. It's a Randy Orton costume, and I was like, fuck it, I just wear this, even though it's not, because she was doing a old school WWE party. I was like, he's not necessarily old school, but I'm gonna still match the theme, right? I'm watching her story. Her fucking cousin comes in with the same costume. I'm like, man. What? Fuck it, I'm sleepy.
Damn, you didn't even go out because somebody had the same outfit.
He went as.
I'm fucking sleepy, the wrestler, fool, little sleepy, dog. Luchador, sleepy, the luchador, fool from East LA. Nah, but I mean, I was already debating because I was mad tired, and then I had no one to go with because everybody was just sleepy, and then I had the shit on. I was in bed on my phone, legs in the air like this, debating whether I wanted to go. And then she was like, babe, you're tired. Don't even go. Just stay home. And then so she called me. She FaceTimed me. And I was like, oh, shit. She was take the thing off if you're going to FaceTime her. Don't let her know that you're already dressed. I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Took it off. I was like, hey. She's like, you're not coming on. I was like, nah, I'm tired, man. I was like, but I was like, shit, all right. And she was like, okay, fine.
Good thing she doesn't watch this.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, she's gonna find out eventually if she does.
Nah. Shout out to Linda. I love Linda. I'll make it up to you. We'll get some food. I'll take you somewhere nice to eat. All right.
I was supposed to go as The Rock because we got the same body structure and
Completely.
stuff.
Right.
Yeah, but I couldn't find my little curly wig. That's the only reason.
Everything else you had. The elbow pads, a little
tattoo,
the
flammable.
Right.
The fanny
Pecs.
pack.
Yeah. You was ready for the pecs. You left your abs at home.
Who would you
was
have
there.
gone as if you were going to go in
China.
Nikki Blades?
I mean, the options are pretty limited.
No, there was a bunch of.
Well, I don't even know who I would be. I like
China.
more. Really? We're just going to keep.
Sable. You could be Sable.
Her hair's dark.
I mean, with a wig. Okay, China.
Yeah, that's the easy outfit. Yeah.
I remember watching it was Sable versus who was the black girl?
Fuck. She used to beat people ass.
Yeah.
Her name wasn't Brenda.
Definitely not Brenda.
My old school WWE memories are blurry right now.
Was
I
it
can't even
only-
think?
Sable, China, and Deborah are the only girl names.
Was it
I knew the guys.
I feel like it was it Jackie? Or am I tripping?
I think there's a Jackie now.
It could have been.
Anyways, all I remember was they had a nightgown match, a wedding gown, or some gown match, and then we were watching.
Next thing I'm googling.
Yes, we were watching the pay-per-view of it. I was at the homie's house. It was in junior high, and then Sable body slammed her, and her titties popped out, and we all of us little pre-pubescent, maybe pubescent junior hires watched oh shit, nipples, dude, the nipples came out, dude. And, oh man, it was so exciting. It was so great. That was always the hope that when we were watching WWF before it was E, that a titty would pop out or something would happen. I remember even when China pulled her pants down and mooned everybody with a thong on, we was like, oh shit, dude.
Kids these days will never know what
Miss
that feels
Kitty?
like.
Miss Kitty.
Miss Kitty, what'd she look like?
She was the tiny little white chick.
Blonde.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be
Dress
that
came
one.
out in a nightgown dress. That shit was dope.
Wow.
Man.
That's when the censors were slow too. They couldn't.
No, they didn't censor it.
Yeah.
It was well, the pay-per-view, they didn't have to
Yeah.
censor
that's
it.
true.
Yeah, man, it was yo, we got raised on some shit, boy.
Yeah.
Fucking what was his name with the hose? He was a part of remember it was a whole group, and it was like one dude, he was a pimp, and he had hose that he was coming through the whole train.
Oh, shit.
Wow.
Fuck, I forgot who that was.
Damn, you're on Google.
The Godfather or the Dogfather. I forget what his name
Something,
was.
but yeah,
God.
he had the whole train.
And he came out with
Shit.
like the whole train. It was like 8 girls would come out with him.
Damn.
Wow.
Throwing
Wow.
it back. Kids these days will never know.
Kids these days will never know the struggle of trying to find something to beat your meat to, man. It was a
Blurry
struggle.
HBO, knowing that HBO was the only one that probably showed some stuff. Real sex.
I remember one time my dad took me to it was at his homie's house. So like they were all at some like, they were doing Asian shit, karaoke downstairs. I was bored. I was like 10 or some shit, 10, 12 maybe. So I went upstairs. I was chilling in his homie's room, just watching TV while they were all down there drinking and singing karaoke. And I happened to go to like after channel 99, there was a channel right before it reset, and it was fuzzy for like a second, and I heard and I seen a half a nipple, and I was like a staticky nipple. I was like, oh shit, because we didn't have no porn in my house. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, and I realized that every time I went back to the channel, it would get the and so you find her name?
Miss Jackie, you're right.
Oh, that's
Oh,
what?
he's balancing his paddle.
I did not. I'm sorry. I
Okay,
didn't
for
know.
those of you listening right now, Rick has a ping pong paddle that he is balancing on the table for some reason. He just gave up on because Tim decided to smack the table and just fuck up his whole balancing act right
didn't
now.
know. I'm
Rick,
sorry.
what is the significance of this paddle on this table right now? What are you doing?
I just like it.
Okay.
It's a metaphor for life. You know what I'm saying?
Balancing his paddle.
Balancing everything.
My inability to balance.
His
my
inability
paddle
to
after
And how
one-
Tim just
one
fucks
small
shit up all
inconvenience.
the time. This is your relationship with Tim.
If you like sex, then you will love BlueChew.com. Let me tell you guys something, all right? Let me tell you guys something. Because Blue Chew offers men a performance enhancement for the bedroom. At BlueChew.com, you can get the first chewables with the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis. All
Damn.
right? And I know every dude would like to go longer and go some extra rounds. You know what I'm saying? It only takes a few minutes to connect to a BlueChew.com affiliated physician, and if you qualify, you get prescribed online quickly, okay? The chewables from Blue Chew are prescribed online by a doctor and made in the USA. So chew it and do it, you motherfucker. Here's a great deal for you guys too. Visit BlueChew.com and get your first order free when you use promo code TIM. Just pay $5 shipping. That's BLUE Chew.com, promo code TIM. All right?
Dang, Tim out here getting dudes hard.
BlueChew.com. All right. And I felt like such a nice person one time when I went down on this girl. Man, this was way back. And I was like, and I remember going down being like, oh man, she got a little bit of toilet paper right there. Just like on her cooch, you know what I'm saying? Not on her butt. And being like, I'm not gonna say anything right now. I'm just gonna discreetly flick this off and go about my there's no
All is
reason
well.
to make her feel embarrassed about this, you
That
know?
changed the whole mood.
After, you had toilet paper.
Like, she'd be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry.
Afterwards, she's like, is that toilet paper in your mouth?
Did you just kiss me and put it back? Weird.
Nah, she waits till later. Girl, yeah, toilet paper.
You'll be here talking shit about you when in reality it was like, sorry, girl.
Well, look, man, speaking of putting shit on camera, we got a special guest in the building. I've known this man just through the internet. We've actually never even met in real life before. You know, which is should be interesting. We could hate each other right now. You know what I'm saying? The chemistry could be all the way off. We could end up fighting on camera.
Damn.
And it could end up on his show.
Damn.
Yeah, let's get it. Okay, actually, this is a setup. We about to jump him
Wow.
right
Go.
now.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Because fuck TMZ, homie. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. What kind of
Straight like that.
What kind of
Straight
intro
like
is
that,
this?
bruh.
Hands
You know what
down
I'm
the
saying?
worst intro.
The worst intro ever. Apologies as soon as you walk in. Jeez.
We access Hollywood only, bro.
Oh my God.
I don't even know. I don't even know if that's competition. I just said the
What
first thing
the
that came
hell
into
are
my
you
mind.
doing?
Nah, make some noise for this dude right here. You know what I'm saying? He's been doing this shit for a long time, and he's always making the best points, I feel, on TMZ. He has his own podcast as well.
Yep.
Make some noise for Van Lathan.
Yay, he's coming. I can't wait for you to see him walk in right now.
We
Because y'all are
matched.
matching.
What's up, up, dog?
That's what I noticed as soon as I looked over. I was like, oh man, I want to tell Rick.
That's funny.
Hey, this is Rick. This is Nikki.
What's up, bro? Rick.
Hi.
Nice to meet you guys.
Have a seat. Get comfy. Get situated.
All right. What's up?
Wow, super cute.
Hey,
You guys
yeah. Hey, this would be a good
I know, man. It
thumbnail.
was a whole fucking thing right there. I didn't realize that we didn't even call each other. To
No,
coordinate.
at all, bro. This is a vibe.
Yeah, it is, man. I heard that passive aggressive intro, bro. Y'all popping shit out there.
I'm just sitting back like, wow.
Right.
That's
Set
the day we about to have.
Set tripping on entertainment news programs.
We out here, homie.
Mario Lopez. I mean, fuck him out of here.
Mark McGrath out here, son. Nah, but what's good, bro?
Everything, man. Everything, bro. Bless. What's good with you, bro?
I'm chilling. I appreciate you coming through. You know, like I said, we've never met before.
But we've been going back and forth. Like, I feel like that's how things are now.
Yeah.
Like, you meet people for the first time, like, meet them. But I feel like I know you because we've been talking for a while. Man.
Yeah. Oh, hold on a second. Oh, you want to get a little closer to the mic or something? Oh, okay, get a little closer to the mic.
All right, cool.
Say that again?
I said, yeah, we've been talking for a while, but this is our first time actually meeting.
Yeah. I don't even remember how it came about. I think I just, I got that little, when it notifies you when a verified person. You verified?
I'm verified.
Yeah. You get the little notification.
Wow. Again.
Wow, my nigga, you verified?
So you
we
are
verified.
verified,
Right.
right?
I mean,
make sure.
because we might have to
bring
reconsider.
somebody else
Can
in
we
this.
cut?
month.
Sorry, can we bring the next guest in who has a blue check, please?
I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, what's up?
The qualifications to be on this podcast is you have to be verified, apparently.
You know what's cool? It's wild though because you say that's true. Like a bunch of people will follow you and they'll say nice things and be great, but as soon as that blue check follows you on, you want to say, who's this?
Yeah, exactly.
I can talk to them, see what we could do, what we could cook up. But yeah, before I asked you to be on my podcast.
Yeah, and I couldn't do it that day.
Yeah.
I couldn't. So how's that going? How's your podcast going?
It's going well, man. I think it's been an experience to kind of grow beyond what we do on TMZ. Because at TMZ, like it's like, hey, here's fucking Lindsay Lohan. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
You gotta say your shit really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have a podcast and you have a long form to get your ideas out like that, it sharpens your mind, also kind of gets you better at your craft.
Is it ever hard for you getting people to come on your podcast because they feel like you're gonna are they salty at you for being a part of TMZ? Like, oh, this motherfucker about to expose me.
Well, it's some people you never gonna get, right? So you don't even worry about them. But prior to that, I tried to start the podcast based around issues and people that really wanted to come on there and say something to my friends. But then post Kanye, it wasn't a problem at all. Because I think that got me, I think that people started to trust me more when they saw me in that moment.
Right.
And they know that when you come on the podcast, it's going to be a genuine moment rather than me trying to make a TMZ moment.
Right. Yeah, you
I
went viral with that Kanye moment.
Yeah, man. It was a thing.
Did you almost feel like you were obligated to say something, just being like, just for your peoples when Kanye was there. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that I felt obligated in any way. First of all, if you remember how the clip went, he asked.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, he was up there. He's like, "Yo, does it feel like I'm thinking freely right now?" And I'm like, "No, nigga. What are you talking about? Like, relax." So that was as genuine as it gets right there.
Yeah.
And it was. I don't think I thought twice about it because when he came in, he was so into going back and forth with everybody in the room. I thought I had carte blanche to say what I wanted to say.
Okay. Word. Do you ever feel like certain celebrities are salty at you or what y'all do on TMZ?
I felt like that. I mean, early on, I used to get that. Early on, you go to a party and everybody would dap you up, and then you'd look and you'd see people visibly become a little uncomfortable.
Right.
But I think the more my personality has played out on the show over the years, I think people know what's what. But at the same time, like I said, there are certain people that have a bad relationship with the organization, and you're a part of the organization, whether you agree with some of the stories that go up or not. So it's not going to be, you can't worry about that. You just got to do your best job to be yourself, you know?
I feel you. I had my first TMZ moment recently.
Word?
Australian dude put me on because I had a giant backpack on. That's literally That was literally the whole thing.
So you was at LAX then?
I was at LAX. I was literally at LAX, and I was I owed Fashion Nova some pictures. You know what I'm saying? Because I was doing my Fashion Nova brand deal, and I was like, let me make this shit funny. So I have this massive JanSport backpack that literally it's like huge, right? I'm out there just like having my chick take pictures of me, and old boy was there with the cameras, and he was like, it must have been a slow day because he came up to me. He was like, hey, can I get you? Ask you a couple questions with TMZ. I'm like, yeah, bro. And actually, man, if it helps, but I'm on MTV and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Oh, okay.
We can use
I knew
this.
that.
I was like, if you care, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just a random motherfucker with a big ass backpack. Like I do shit.
Oh, you feel like he didn't know who you were when he came to shoot you?
Yeah,
It
he
was
was
the
just coming up to me
backpack.
because I had a funny backpack on.
Yeah.
But that's wild. Like that's I've never even heard of that before. Normally there has to be some celebrity to the individual before we shoot them.
I mean, shit, maybe he did.
I think he probably knew who you were.
Yeah, man.
Well,
I think he knew who you were.
Well, the
dog.
post didn't have your face at all. Yeah, blurred you out. So, I don't know.
Random guy with big back.
Yeah, no, weird Asian kid with a big
Big
backpack.
backpack
They
at
took
LAX.
pictures when you put it down. Pictures of the backpack.
Yeah, but luckily I told him, this is what I do. So like, I remember when I watched the clip, he was like, oh yeah, Timothy Taylor, I get a, big YouTuber. I'm like, okay, cool. They put a little respect on my name, you know what I'm saying? So
They
that
gotta
was
just, you know what you open yourself up to now. They're gonna shoot you all the time.
shit.
You fucking with it?
I mean,
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, Van, I've put so many people that I know on TMZ. I used to put my neighbors on TMZ. I put random dudes and that like built up a lot of currency in the office because with me being like a voice for the culture, I will go in there, whoever I say famous to them is famous. I was like, yo, man, this is hot ass rapper. Really, you need to put him on. Really, it's the guy that lives upstairs from me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
So, but I tell these people like when they put you on the show, and paparazzi see you now when you go out, they're gonna start shooting you. So if you're creeping across town on your girl or wherever you are, like now they go.
I got a funny story. See, that's funny.
Can we get that removed, please?
No, it's funny because some blog website or whatever. I was having a lunch meeting with Mia Khalifa just to like talk
My
about
homegirl.
just to talk about like work and shit because we were cool.
Great
you know what I'm
person,
saying?
by the way.
No, she's mad cool. So
Yeah.
we got some lunch in Beverly Hills, and then and she was, when I got there, she was like, yeah, no, I went straight inside because like if I sit outside, like there's a lot of like photographers and shit. And this was when like she was buzzing. She was really buzzing, you feel me? So I was like, okay, cool. So we ate, we chopped it up. And I was like, all right, where you parked at? I'll just walk you to your car. And literally, as soon as we left the restaurant, it was mad cameras on us. But these motherfuckers had no idea who I was, right? So they posted the shit. It was like some I forget the name of the website even, right? But as soon as the clip went up, it was just them asking her about like Lil Yachty and a bunch of bullshit, right? But I was getting mad people in my DMs like, what you doing with Mia Khalifa, homie? Is that Timothy Taylor? Is he creeping with Mia Khalifa?
Right.
Yo, and I was like, bruh, chill.
I'm not that stupid.
Yeah, first,
You be in public.
Exactly. Like, you think if I was creeping with Mia Khalifa, I would just be chilling while these cameras was in my face?
In broad daylight, all Robertson. But it's weird. Like when you have friends, like I can't even leave a comment if she posts something because she's getting married, right? Or I think she actually might have just got married, and I can't even be like, congratulations, man.
Right.
Because it's like, oh, Van trying to fuck me and Khalid. You know what I'm saying? It's just weird. So
especially with girls in the adult industry, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you leave any type of comment, they think you trying to like slide.
thirsty and but known her for a little while. I met her doing the TMZ story.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it got cool. So
The internet's silly.
So
Literally the other day I commented on one of my stripper homegirls. She just got her Instagram back. So I commented saying,
nice pussy. And they want
Welcome
to
back.
trip. They want to trip.
they
Like,
tripping. Like I said something crazy. I'm complimenting her on her work. No. She just got her shit back because I feel like she had posted some reckless shit and I was like, LOL, you about to get it taken away again, right?
Right.
Someone commented tagging my wife. Like
my
I don't know that I'm leaving public comments on
Yeah.
Instagram.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Silly,
And see,
bruh.
the thing with that is like, I'm sure you and your wife have a trust and an understanding, but what if there was underlying shit that could get brought up by you doing it? People don't know how I don't understand why people fuck with people like that, man. You don't know the reality of what's going on in people's lives.
At all.
That could start a huge, huge problem between a man and his wife, a wife and a husband.
Yeah, TMZ.
You know what though? I'll tell you something about TMZ. TMZ generally, oh wow. Wow.
The balance. You
Right.
fucked up the balance with this lie you about to tell.
TMZ, seriously, generally does not play bedroom police. Like TMZ.
Oh, in terms of who's hooking up with who and shit like that?
Generally, if there's stories based around something that's happened, like we'll cover it. But I remember specifically a lot of that stuff that went on with Kevin Hart, as far as all of that stuff that came out, like those were photos and videos that had been shopped to us that I had seen, stuff like that way before then.
Yeah.
And they won't do that. They won't play bedroom police. Now, in the case of like
Then when it
Tristan
comes
and,
out,
and Chloe, now it's a huge deal. Everybody knows. So now you got to cover the story, right? Because there's such, but they typically, that's a line that they won't draw, and they won't put your sex tape out there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Even if I was trying to sell it to y'all?
Well, I mean, no. Hey, but look though, if you're trying to sell the sex tape, that's a story. But the actual sex tape itself won't get put
That
on.
makes sense.
So what happens is like, and I don't want to get in trouble, but so if someone says that they have a sex tape, like in order for me to verify that it's a sex tape, I got to see it.
Of course.
So they got, I got this sex tape. I'll be like, all right, well, you got to send it to me. And I got to be able to see it, and then that's how you get the story. So there are sex tapes that are out there that have not been seen that, we have seen.
Because y'all haven't verified, because it's not verified, you can't tell it's the actual
they just
celebrity?
don't put
Or?
it out.
Nah, I mean, we just don't, we don't just put, we don't put it out.
I got you. I got you. Interesting. How long you been with TMZ now?
8 years.
You ever just want to fight Harvey?
Yeah. I mean, physically he's a little nigga, so I wouldn't want to just wash him like that. But yeah, me and him have disagreements, of course.
How'd you even start working with them?
I was on unemployment, and my unemployment got fucked up.
Okay.
And the first job that came up was working for TMZ.
Where, like, how'd you start off like being a cameraman, or how'd that work?
I started off on a tour.
Okay.
See the tour bus that goes on?
You talking about this person lives here
This
tour?
here.
Wow.
Like not this person lives here, but this is where Hugh Grant brought pussy back in 1990.
Oh my God.
This is where Josh Hartnett shit himself at the Chateau Marmont. Like that's what the TMZ tour does. It's
Are
not
those real
like
stories? Are those real stories?
Yes.
Hilarious. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the TMZ tour shows you. So it shows you all of those things, like
All the
infamous things that have
Yeah,
happened in Hollywood, right? I started off doing that, and then Harvey took the tour. He was like, "Yo, I gotta have you on TV."
Oh.
And so then he put me on TV, and then I had the camera, and then I came into the office, and then boom, 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 boom.
Damn,
Yeah.
that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. You guys do y'all take interns? Like, how do you find new people to sit in a room and make jokes?
It is only through interns and PAs. The mechanism of TMZ is to get somebody in there that's young, and where somewhere else in Hollywood you intern a PA for like 3-4 years before they give you a shot.
Yeah.
With TMZ, you come in there, it's 3-4 months, and they like where you want to go, what you want to do.
Interesting.
So it's pretty much all in house from there.
Damn, it's like a restaurant where you start off hosting, bussing tables, and then eventually you're a server.
And then eventually you up there, and you a manager. I mean, the people that right now are running the place that are really the news directors, all those people started off as PAs there, and some of them 5 years ago, and now you see them kind of doing their thing. So it's a good thing about the place.
What is your podcast called?
The Red Pill Podcast.
And what do y'all talk about on there?
I'll talk about the guest.
Oh, you talk about the guests. Okay, so it's like more like just a interview you, talk about your stuff.
Well, I mean, we jump around, right? So I've had a brother from the Nation of Islam on there. I've had celebrities. We had Ava DuVernay. We had a bunch of different people. But like I've had the gun rights advocates. I had a white dude on there that used the N-word on the podcast.
Oh.
I caught the Brittany Renner one.
Brittany Renner was on there.
Yeah, I caught that
What
one.
did you think about Brittany?
I like her. I like what she's doing. It's tough to be a female in the industry. She found her lane. She's like, okay, I got a fat ass. This is working.
Right.
But I'm actually smart. So a lot of the stuff that she was talking about, I liked your guys' banter between each other because talking about relationships. And yeah, Brittany put herself in a lot of situations purposely. She put herself, and she was talking about her book, by the way, that just came out. So hearing you two, I think you were talking about college a lot and just the male perspective. I've liked her. I've seen interviews that she's done that have been lame, that I felt like she was just trying to prove a point the whole time. Like, yeah, I got a big butt, but I got something to say. You got to listen and talk about sex. And sometimes it gets a little crude with her sometimes. But I mean, I've stayed following her after that podcast, and it made me want to read her book because of your podcast.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's what you want to do. You want to get to the core of somebody. Because even with like, when you have like a rapper on your podcast, right? They come in there and they bring so much shit with them. And when I say shit with them, I mean, the shit that I'm talking about is like, it's 10 dudes with them, right? It's 10 chains on them.
Right.
Is all of this stuff, they assault you with it before you get to know them, like as a person, before you get to know any of this whole bravado, this whole deal. And the point of me sitting down talking to someone is cutting through them and getting to the middle of it and actually getting the human being out of all of that. And it's more difficult to do the more successful the person is, because the more successful they are, the more what they say, the higher the stakes are on it. So when you sitting there, you're talking to like Brittany, or you're talking to anyone, it's like, yo, how do you actually feel about all of this?
I believe that her viewpoint will change the bigger she gets. Like what you guys got out of her will not be the same in the next like 5 years. I feel like it will be a completely different interview. Right now, she's got something to prove and more vulnerable and not as big. And then I feel like if she does hit another level, she will be aware of what she's saying. And there will be a point in time where it's like, I'm going to say things purposely.
What do you think she was saying specifically that's going to change that she was saying now?
I mean,
I
feel like the route she's going. I mean, not to talk about her specifically, but she is teaming up with Tiana Trump, a lot of stuff. So she's definitely going the sex route. Like it is blatantly going. That's what the road that she is taking. I know at some point everybody does make a shift in your mindset or just career. So I know that eventually, I feel like if a relationship comes in that works, it will change. Her content's going to change.
What were your thoughts on?
Listen, I think this is what I think. Different people. First of all, one thing that I've learned is that everyone has a different threshold for what they feel is appropriate and empowering, right? So that's different for everybody.
Yeah.
The question is, who does it hurt? That's the question. And sometimes you do things that hurt people on a mass level. Sometimes you do things that hurt people on a little level. The thing about being a celebrity or having a platform is you have the ability to hurt more people than the average person does with your experiences and with your actions. So you have to be responsible for that. Okay. I think in terms of her, she's talking about things that happen in her life. And sometimes what men have to understand is, if you elect to be a part of somebody's life, whether that's sexually or emotionally, you can't then tell them how to express their experiences with you. Okay. Now, do I have things that I think are inappropriate as far as talking about how you were with someone? Sure, I do. But the minute that you decide to do that, that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Now, it would depend on why someone is doing something. Is it distasteful for somebody to do something like that and talk about intimate relationships just for publicity and money? I personally think so. However, if you feel like your experiences and what you've gone through will actually help someone, then I don't have the right to tell you that you can't do that. And as far as for her, she's mad young. She's young. She's figuring the whole thing out. She's figuring out the type of woman that she wants to be, the type of experiences that she wants to have, and how those things have to work for her. So, I don't really have no issue with it. I don't have an issue with her. I have an issue with maybe some of that stuff that went on in the book, but her, not really.
Yeah, because her point was she didn't name names. That was.
Did she not name names in the book?
She used names, but not their names. So it was like a tell-all, but not.
But the thing with that was that people had,
but you kind of knew, like
people had figured it out before the book.
Right. So that was like, it's partially. I'm not doing it. That's her. That was what she was saying.
It was like I fuck Lil Schmoozy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
But I will say this: there's a lot of women that have gone through a lot of the things that she went through, and their experiences of like making poor fucking choices. You fucked around with a dude you knew you wasn't supposed to fuck around with, but the way that she worded it, for some, it was relatable, and for a lot of people, I completely understand. It's not my business to be telling who I've hooked up with, or even going around it. There's times even on here where I go, fuck. I know that if I say something, this could affect the person in my life. So I have to be well aware of that. But if I was 21, 22, I was reckless. I definitely would have said some dumb shit. And I've said it before.
Well, I mean, yeah. So for me, and also sometimes dudes take it personally. Like it's like she does something, you don't agree with it. I always want to know what if I have a huge disagreement with someone over something that they might have done or something that they're going to do. That's why I like talking to them, because I want to figure out how we are so far off.
Right.
And she a good person, man.
Yeah.
She cool and she figuring it out. Everybody is.
Yeah.
You ever have any ladies in your DMs trying to be TMZ famous? Like, I'll give you some groupie loving if you put me on TMZ type situation.
Early on, I think.
How many did you take?
None.
Real question.
See, I mean, I got the biggest fucking cautionary. Like, my life is a cautionary tale against making certain types of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so I think early on that was a thing. I think what happens is you get on there, and when you become the black righteous brother, it changes the way people look at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I'm probably not the one that's gonna be indulgent in all that. But early on, man, this city, the currency of this city is fame. Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a better. It takes you farther than anything, and it's people out there that are willing to make themselves look so fucking stupid to be famous, man.
Yeah.
And it's like, and we're talking about, obviously we know you could talk about the Kardashians and all that stuff. Actually, to me, they're not the bad ones. They got it figured out. Mm-hmm. But other people that are willing to look dumb, that are willing to do stupid things, that are willing to give all of whatever dignity they have.
All of it.
All
every ounce.
Like, to be famous.
For not
wild,
even famous for some quick little internet shit. It's wild.
Fame that doesn't have money attached to it.
Man.
Just know me.
Yeah.
I know a dude that back in the day, he was a barber, and he cut LeBron's hair one time, or whatever hair this nigga had at that point. And like he cut LeBron's hair, and he used to get pussy off that.
Just because he used to say, I cut LeBron's hair.
Yeah, like he'd be like, I just dropped LeBron's name, tell the chick I'm going up to cut LeBron hair. And it's just, think about how crazy for fame you got to be to fuck LeBron's barber.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just
I can understand you fucking LeBron. Yeah. But you fucked the nigga that fake lines him up. Like that's crazy. That's crazy, man. You really got to on it.
Yeah, as young
playing the long game. It's like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep fucking him. Eventually, I'm gonna be around for one of these house calls.
Exactly. Exactly. He's planting the seed. Man, it's as the kids say, clout. The clout is a hell of a drug.
Clout.
You know.
It's a hell of a drug.
Now, is there something that you're like definitely no on? Like when it comes to the show or certain stories, you're like, I don't want any part in this. What is your line?
In terms of stuff that we've covered, anything that I believe to be personally insensitive to someone's pain. Okay. Meaning, so I'll give you a perfect example. Mm-hmm. So if a celebrity passes away, right? Mm-hmm. If a celebrity dies, let's say Paul Walker, rest in peace. I know a lot of people who loved Paul. I'd never met him before. Mm-hmm. But so Paul Walker, big deal, been in a bunch of movies. He passes away. People want to know what's going on, right? Yeah. So they want to know what happened because obviously it was a car crash. They want to know what was happening with the car. Yeah. They want to know how fast he was going. They want to know why he was driving so fast. They want to know if everything was checked out, if the car had been inspected. They want to know all of that stuff. And that's fair, right? Mm-hmm. I think that a good example of a story that I had a major problem with was, and this has been known and we've actually crawfished on the story, was the recent situation with T.I.'s sister. I think that before the story went up, I made it completely clear that I had an issue with it, that I didn't think it was an appropriate story to cover, and I didn't think that it held very much news value. Now, people that do things, the way a story makes it to your website, it's not because people are evil and they're trying to fuck somebody, right? It makes it to your website because people think this is part of our job. Yeah. They think this is part of our job. This is a story that's been out there in the celebrity world and we need to cover it. The issue with it was, number one, rest in peace to that sister, she wasn't a celebrity and she hadn't lived her life in the limelight. Right. And number two, what was the point of it? Yeah. Okay. What's going to change? How is your readership more informed on whatever because of that. The only thing that you're going to get from that, which is what I said, was to piss him off and to drag his family through some pain. And for me personally, we can have fun and we can talk about all of these things. Listen, if somebody gets a DUI and you're famous, it's going on somebody's website. But there's got to be a human component to how the dissemination of information, like what you feel responsible for, right? Because not everybody needs to know everything about everyone. I know it feels that way, but it's just not true. So for me, knowing that somewhere, somebody is sad with like their nephew or their niece or their family sitting around and they're actually going through that because of a place where I work, that's hard for me. And it's not hard now, it's always been hard. And I think that one thing that happens sometimes is like I'm from a specific culture and I know how we relate to pain. I know how we relate to loss. I know how we look at some of these things. And sometimes that culture doesn't translate, right? Other people look at other things in different ways. Like I lost so many people growing up in Baton Rouge. Death is a very, very, very touchy subject for me. I just don't like to talk about people dying. I don't like to, even when, give you an example, like when someone passes away at TMZ, it's a big story, right? So people are racing to get the story up. And once the story is up, there's a sense of accomplishment. I mean, and that's in any newsroom anywhere, right?
Yeah.
But that's like hard for me.
Yeah, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
Because somewhere, somebody's like in a lot of pain.
Right.
So I don't give a shit about, people get mad about when they get embarrassed for things or if they're somewhere and, they say the wrong thing. That doesn't bother me. But I think specific issues that sometimes it seems like we don't have enough sensitivity about, that affects me for real.
Yeah. I mean, especially nowadays with the internet and like memes, you know what I'm saying? It's like people are so quick to hop on the jokes, you know what I'm saying? It's like
everybody's desensitized. Just like, I got to get this out. I got to get the information. I got to be the first. I got to be the first to make the joke. I got to start the meme, all that shit. And nobody cares about what's actually going on until after the fact.
Right. I mean, shit, I tell people all the time though, I'm like, look, man, if I die, I don't care if the jokes are too soon. Just make them funny, please. Like not no basic shit, bro. Like be creative with my death jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like don't go for the easy jokes. If you're gonna make jokes right after I die, just make them funny, man.
Almost like a tribute to you.
Yeah.
Make your death funny. He was funny in life, and now we're gonna get these jokes off on his ass in death.
Like, I don't mind. You know what I'm saying?
You can't get me back this time.
But if someone hits me with some basic ass rest in peace Jackie Chan shit, man. Like, come on, man.
Rick's gonna be out here like deleting comments.
Don't do. I don't like that.
Hashtag.
Oh, so you take that out just shit.
He's like, I already had this written down.
It's Jet Li.
That's fine.
Okay.
Right. a little more nuanced with it. You know what I'm saying? Have you? Let's see. I was gonna say, in terms of, would you be able to handle? Let's say you popped off. Like say your podcast went crazy. What if the blog cameras was in your face all the time? Would you be able to handle that? How would you feel?
If the cameras are in my face, I feel like I would be able to handle it, and I eventually will be able to handle it. The cameras being in your face is one thing. I think that one thing that I've always, with a little bit of extra attention I've gotten, is like, I'll give you an example. So I follow.
Do you want a tequila, by the way?
I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry, I finished mine. My bad.
Right. Okay. So I follow, like me and Puff are tight. So I follow Puff and I follow Kim Porter, rest in peace. And I follow one of Puff's daughters on Instagram. I think she's like 12 or 13 years old. But remember, I'm cool with Shawnee. I follow all of her kids. I just, you just follow.
It's family, yeah.
Now I've never met this girl, and I remember there was a site that had like a forum site that had like a topic started. Like, do we have to watch Van Lathan? Does he need to be exposed?
What?
Wow.
And I was like, and they sent this to TMZ, by the way. They sent this to, this forum got sent to the email at TMZ. And it's like, like, why is Van Lathan following a 12-year-old girl on
my
Instagram?
God.
Blah, 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 blah. And I'm reading this and I'm laughing, right? But then I thought for a second, yo, they're insinuating that I'm a fucking pedophile.
Yeah.
I'm just here eating oatmeal, my nigga.
Yeah.
Like it's like I'm like, yo, is this what goes on? So I call my man, and I'm like, bruh, and he just you can't like when you call Charlamagne and you like you know Charlamagne.
Yeah.
So when you call him and you try to have a heart to heart, it never goes right? Because it's all it's up for. Yeah. It's what you want. Right. Like, it never goes. It's like, yo, man. Well, what you following it for?
What was the point you follow?
You know what I'm saying? Shit, you need to do some self-inventory. See these motherfuckers got point. I'm like, my nigga, stop joking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like whatever. But then you get the download, and I'm like, listen, now that there's interest, there's gonna be static. Wherever there's interest, there's gonna be static. So I just don't. But you know, do the regular shit, please.
Right.
Don't fuck all that. That's deeply my mama. You know what I'm saying? Like don't do anything like
Making
that.
shit up. You,
Right.
you see me on the street, sucking coke out some ass. Hey, you seen it, nigga.
Right. Why? Well, you know, with bringing up Instagram and just following, why do you feel like people are so interested into why you follow who you follow?
Because I think it means more in their lives than it might mean in yours.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
I think that there are a couple of people that I follow, and I compartmentalize Instagram like I compartmentalize anything else. There's a couple of people that I follow to stay up on information, right? I follow a bunch of things that like give you what happened in Black America this day in 1936. You know what I mean? Just you get smarter. And there's a couple of people that you follow just to watch them twerk. And then there's a couple of people that you follow because you think that their lives are in some way aspirational. And then there's a couple of people that you follow and you're not sure why you're doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think for people that are maybe outside of something, it's maybe a little bit more important for them than it is for us. So everyone that they follow is because they love.
Yeah, because I've scrolled through and seen somebody, so-and-so followed so-and-so, and they liked this one, and they commented here, and I'm like, do people really stalk
who
accounts
cares?
like that? But it's like, really, but everybody digs into it. They're like, oh, so-and-so just followed them again, but they unfollowed.
Isn't that
Does that
crazy?
mean that they're going through something in real life?
Shit's weird. Sometimes it's out of love. Sometimes it's because of hate. I remember this one time we were shooting a video. There was a girl on set and she was doing something silly. And I posted her and tagged her or whatever. This girl replies to me. Well, no, she DM'd me. She's like, wow, you really gonna promote a girl that's not even following you? You're a fucking chump or some shit like that. And I was like, why do you know she's not following me? So you saw the tag and it went through her followers. This is before you can search in the followers.
It's crazy that shit is like the news now. You know what I'm saying? Like, before, it's crazy how much social media has made like even like gossip evolve. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now it's like you'll go on like a gossip like Instagram and it's all about this person unfollowed this person, or they liked a comment talking shit about this person. What does that mean?
Yo, that is the craziest shit. And like I'll see a whole headline, and the headline will be like, Russell Westbrook fucking hates this person or some shit like that, right? And then I'll be like, and I'll be like, yo, damn, Russell Westbrook fucking said that he hates Phil Jackson or whoever, and then they'll be like, no, he liked the post saying that blah, blah, blah. So, and they've extrapolated this entire thing out based upon that.
Yeah.
Like I remember there was somebody that started following me that was really, really famous, and a friend of mine hit me up, and this person had never liked or commented. A friend of mine hit me up and was like, yo, did you know so-and-so was following you? And I was like, oh shit, and I went and checked. And I was like, yo, that's pretty dope. And then I went back and I was like, yo, how did you know that they were following you?
Right.
It's like, for real. And he was like, yo, since the shit went viral, I've been keeping a track of your new followers and stuff like that. I was like, why?
Yeah. For what?
Like, what? Like, who? Like why?
And then Instagram is the fucking devil because they keep an ear to the streets. Like, oh, y'all care about dumb shit like that? All right, let me put mutuals so you can just see, make it easy for you.
Yes, and now when you like, if I'm scrolling through my shit and I follow you and you like the picture, it shows you right here.
Your name is in there. Like, goddamn, that's why my girl don't follow me now. So she have to see that shit like, fuck.
The thing about it is they always want to tag like wifey and some shit like, oh, Tim liked this girl's picture, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, also, bro, did you not see? I like the picture of a taco.
Yeah.
I like the picture.
You think I'm fucking a taco?
You know what I'm saying?
The inspirational quote, we're just going to overlook all of those Bible verses I've been liking this week.
I just like a lot of shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean I'm, I'm fucking this girl. Doesn't mean I'm fucking this. Doesn't mean I'm eating this taco or fucking this taco.
So, with everything that you do, how important is it for you to express yourself on your podcast?
Super important. I think that the only way to really get a good gauge of, if you watch TMZ, it's an accurate gauge of who I am when I'm all triggered. Mm-hmm. Because so many of the things they trigger you in conversations, trigger you and stuff like that. But from the best way to get a gauge on what I actually think and how I actually think and how I actually talk and communicate with people is the podcast. Because that's just me being a human being with another human being and trying to have a substantive conversation, And they go all different places when you take the shackles off and you just let them go. So the podcast was important. Also, just to know that you could be a mic on something. That because when you're in a room,
a whole bunch of people,
and they teeing you up, and you got a short time. It's easy in a little quick moment to get your shit off. Yeah, but can you make somebody listen to content that you're putting out for like an hour, for an hour and a half, or whatever it is? So that's been good for me, and I hope to take it further.
You were gonna have me on an episode about race, and I couldn't do it for whatever reason. What Asian did you get to replace me?
Didn't do the podcast.
You didn't even do it?
Nah, man. If I can't get the go-to Asian, I'm not.
There's only one Asian I like.
This. So would you like to ask him the questions now? What did you want to ask Tim on your podcast?
Nah, it was the podcast. It was an idea that I had, and I was gonna have a round table of, because what I've started to realize is that I've interpreted racism from being a black man from the South as a very sort of binary type of thing, right? White people are racist towards black people. That has been my view. Historically, that's been the most damaging racism that we've had in our country, right? But what I've started to notice, especially in LA, is different ethnicities hate each other for like all different types of reasons. It just doesn't stop. It goes all over the place. Yeah. Like I remember I knew a girl maybe like 6 or 7 years ago, and she was hating on Asian people. Like she was Mexican, and she was like, they make me sick. They think they know the most about technology. Oh my God. And I was like, what?
Wow, that's
what a ridiculous, stupid, she actually said that.
Yeah.
It's just like,
she was hating on the stereotype.
She's mad.
Yeah, and I was like, for real? Like you really feel that way? So what I wanted to do was sort of have a conversation where we take racism or xenophobia out of just like black to white and have sort of everyone talk about their experiences with it, with every different type of setting. Yeah. And it was going to be me, you, Crystal B, and Chanel West Coast. I was gonna have Chanel West Coast. That would have been great. I was gonna have Chanel West Coast represent the white people, because that way we know we can fuck over them. You know what I'm saying? Like, not hating on Chanel, but you know, she gonna say some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna have her represent
poor representative.
But that's like whatever. She's cool.
She's funny.
She's cool.
She's funny and whatever. And also,
she gets it.
But also she says whatever comes to mind. And also, and she has a unique perspective on this because she wants to be a rapper.
Right.
And she feels like people don't take her seriously for specific reasons.
She was signed to Young Money.
She was signed to Young Money. So if you get Chanel in there, Chanel might have some interesting perspectives on how she feels like she's been the victim of some preconceived notions from other people. So you want people not just that's going to go on there and try to virtue signal the whole time.
Right.
That's going to say some shit. And I know that she will. But we never got a chance to do it. I think we
Thanks to you.
Damn.
I forgot why I couldn't do it. I don't know.
Amazing.
I forget.
We scheduled it, but it happens all the time. Sometimes people can't. And that's a tough one to schedule and to get together.
A lot of people.
Get on everybody's schedule. We'll still get it.
Hey man, keep me posted. I'm down.
Yeah, I feel you.
Of course I'm down. And I appreciate you coming to me as the go-to Asian. I really do. I worked hard to be the go-to Asian in people's minds. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the reality is that you do your thing. You're funny. You're talented. It's not your whole thing, but it's a part of who you are, and you lean into it. So you want people that are proud of their ethnicity and their heritage.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing was y'all was talking about like y'all still go rounds. Like it's still.
No. To be completely honest, nah. I mean,
Nah.
Yeah.
One good time.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like I'm blessed. You know, I'm married now, so I feel like I'm blessed to be with a lady who after that first one, she's like, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm like, that is great.
Right.
The other night I went to only because the first one was really fast. It's just like real. I was like,
You fell for her?
I can't do you like that.
Right.
Give me a second.
I feel like that's the only reason why there's multiple rounds. Is because she just wants more. And normally you'd be like, hey, wake up.
When you young, you want to go again.
Nah, when you young, it's like the most depressing thing about getting older is like what happens to your dick. I mean, when
It's
you're
a different person.
When you're
It's not
young,
the same.
I remember busting off, staying hard, and just jumping right back into action.
Yeah.
That's a fucking fantasy at this point.
Yeah.
So it changes like all okay, because I don't.
Yeah, you're a
mind you,
woman.
I don't understand that.
Right.
So there comes a certain point where you're like, just in life, in age, that doesn't work the same.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
It's just like, you know, when you're younger.
No matter how horny you are, it's not the woman. It's just your body.
No, I mean you
responding.
can get your dick back up to the point where you need it to be, but that's like a pep talk. You know, you gotta really like it'll happen.
Yeah.
But there used to be like when you first started, it was like boom, and you're still hard and ready to go.
Like after you bust, you still like, yo, all right, I'm good. Like, I'm gonna just put it right back in.
Right back in.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right back in.
Nowadays, it's like, if I'm really trying to go a second round, I'm like, look, give me 20 minutes.
Yep.
And then also, give me a good amount of head, please.
I also sometimes I might need like something to eat real quick.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I might need
Replenish
like
the body?
yeah, like I might
I'm
need
gonna run to Chipotle.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
She's sitting over here like, no, I already got your food.
like the whole
I know how
like
you
a
operate.
sandwich, some crackers or something.
Yeah, I guess
you know?
I need some electrolytes.
You know you in a relationship when she already knows. She's like, listen, babe, this happened last week. So here's your Gatorade.
That's why we need
blood
these
sugar's
blue
down.
chew. That's why we need these blue chews. They really do come in handy, you know. Because here's the thing too. It's like it's just different. You know what I'm saying? When you're younger, you got the energy, and it almost feels like when you're younger, you're so hyped to smash. You're almost doing it. Like being able to keep on going is almost like an ego boost for yourself. You're like, yeah, I was going for this long. I was able to do it this many times. You know what I'm saying?
Are you guys offended if she's like, what happened?
What do you
Like,
mean?
say you guys are newer in the relationship and she doesn't understand that you don't perform like you used to. And she's sitting there going, is that it? Has that ever, that moment happened?
I had when I was actually in college, I told the story on my podcast, my premature ejaculation story.
Oh, we all got those stories. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I do definitely.
Like I was deathly afraid because I went to a HBCU and at HBCU, one BDR and you could like really
Everybody
be
knows.
affected. You know what I'm saying? It's the way shit goes. And this chick fuck with me. So like, you know, I've been trying to get the pussy for a long time and I did.
Them be the ones. Them be the
Yeah.
ones. Bad. It always bad.
Right,
Like, fuck.
right. It's like I overplanned, you know what I'm saying? It was the whole deal. And so we waited for long. I fucked her super early, like super early, couldn't get back hard. We had to go to sleep. Like just it was over.
oh, you cuddled that night.
Oh my God.
You cuddled.
But angry though.
right.
Not worried.
No, it was like I remember thinking it was like, and also for some reason that night I was the little spoon because I turned over and she put her arm around me and stuff like that, and I was thinking to myself, God damn, man, this is fucked up. So I'm gonna tell you how she played me. This is a true story. So I hit my niggas up and I'm like, yo, bro, like this did not go well. Like my nigga, this was bad. Like and they was like, bruh, you know, she with the girls in the yard and they're gonna talk. You need to have like a conversation with her or something like that. And I was like, nah. And my homeboy Gino was like, nah, man, don't go to class tomorrow. Call her back over in the morning when you feeling fresh, when you haven't done nothing,
Right.
and make your point. Didn't happen. What happened was, so like the next day on Southern's campus, like we all go to the student union and we hang out and everybody's super dressed up. It's called Pretty Wednesdays. Everybody sits around. We all in our nicest clothes and shit.
Okay.
So I get in there and she's sitting with her sorority sisters and they're planning something. They're planning a party. And they asked me, they're like, yo, Van, so you guys, because my friends were in the singing group and they were performing at this party, like, are you going to be with them? Do you know what time they're going to come? And she looks at the girl. She goes, I'm not sure when Gino and Ian are going to come there, but if I know Van, he'll like to come early. Whoa. That actually happened.
Whoa.
That's
She's in the movie.
That actually happened. And then what happened next though was her homegirls were like, oh, like, what do you mean, what's early? Are you saying like 8:30, 9 o'clock? What's early for you? And I was like, yeah, something like that. And I realized she hadn't told him.
That was just for you.
Yeah.
That was just for me. And then she elbowed me. And I was like, yo, but I fucked with her so heavy.
She's great.
That's so funny.
I got it.
Because I remember
like,
everybody
don't
was
worry.
gone. I was leaving class and she saw me and she was just laughing so hard. And she was like, I got your ass, nigga.
God. Did you ever get around too?
Oh, I did.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my God.
When she made the joke, she liked you.
Yeah.
She was about it. She knew.
Like I was proving points in that bitch from then on.
Man, it fucked me up because
Stopwatch.
It's like,
Keep an eye on that.
the first time I ever prematurely ejaculated, I mean, aside from losing my virginity, the first time like I actually just had that happen to me, it was probably he was fucked up. It was the second time I ever had sex ever, but it was with the second girl I ever had sex with ever. And this, I was, and same shit, right? I was like, man, I was so just excited because she was so bad, and I was mad young too, right? So I'm like, I'm anticipating this, and I'm like ready, and then like, but no, that's a lie. I take it back. I didn't know we was about to have sex. She did. So then she was like, "You ready?" I'm like, "For what?" At this point, we was just chilling, kissing and shit. Right. And then so when I was finally in it, and I was maybe like a few pumps into it, and I was like, oh, hold on a second.
You know it's coming.
Hold on. Yeah. And then she was, and I'm busting in my hand and shit because I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm mad young and experienced. And she looked at me and at first was trying to be nice. I was like, what's going on? What's wrong? And I was like, nah, I already. She was, what? What happened? Oh my God, that was like 5 minutes. I was like, this isn't helping, man. This is not helping anybody right now. It's messed me up for a long time, bro. So much pressure. You know
There's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure.
Girls are
I said,
I was like, yeah, no, we are. Because she knew what, okay, well, maybe she didn't know what she was doing. Some girls know what they're doing and then they play dumb. It's like, I did that on purpose. But then at the same time, if you're like, no, for real, that's it. You better be good at some other shit too.
She was also young. She was also young.
Yeah, it's different.
It happens.
Yeah, I think once you get older, you realize, it's everybody's job to make sure the sex is good.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. I think one of
It's
the
a team effort, guys.
one
Communicate.
of the nicest women's in the past was when I would suffer from the whiskey dick on occasion. I don't know if you get hit with that when I would be drunk sometimes.
The Henny.
The Henny would do it to me sometimes. So and I was about to canoodle with a young lady, and we were both drinking, and I was like, I can't. And she was like, oh, no, whiskey dick. And then went right into the fellation. I was like, you're cool, man. You didn't make no big deal out of it. She was like, oh, yeah, no,
She's
whiskey dick. I get it.
grown.
Okay, yeah, give it to me. I was like, cool, man.
I fuck a lot.
She's like, this is only the third time it's happened tonight. You're good.
But for women though, what is the level of disappointment? Like how do you, wow, you took a deep breath.
I did.
Like she took a deep
I've
breath.
been disappointed before because there's times where women are worked up too. And it does come with age. It does come with the relationship. A lot of it is mental. I know I've definitely been disappointed, but I've also had sex where the person wasn't coming. And I'm like, hello. What is wrong with this? Are you in your head? Is there something going on? And I know I caught myself. I've stopped sex before because he just clearly
Was taking too long to bust?
I mean,
That's wild.
yeah.
So when you can't bust, it's his fault. And then when he can't bust, it's his fault. Okay.
Y'all losing regardless. But a big part of it is mental. A big thing is mental. Women, we can definitely come without you even knowing. Some women don't know how to, and that's because they're in their own heads. They're not comfortable with themselves. But if she is disappointed, she knows exactly what she wants. Either you let her down, like emotionally, physically. And it's not
Damn.
fair, but it's not fair. I'm not saying it's right, but there have been times where you're like, damn, what the fuck are you thinking about? Like, I've said that before, like, what's going on in your head? Now we have to talk because this didn't go, like, either we've done it before and it's been great, and then it's not as great the second time, which is unfortunate for you if you perform well and then you don't follow through. I think that's more disappointing than the initial not good sex.
I'm trying to think if someone asking me what's going on in my head would help the situation at all, or just fuck me
I mean,
up
it's
even
not gonna
more.
help.
Like,
At
you
that
just
point,
suck, bro.
at that point, we're done. Like, at that point, if I have to say what's wrong, I've already done a couple extra things that I'm probably, hey, this didn't work, so is there something else going on?
I had one girl talk to me, but her tone was not the way it should have been.
Was it aggressive?
It was like we were having sex and she was going, "Come on, Van." She was going like
That would not
she
help
was so basically like, "Come on, step your shit up, nigga."
Oh my God.
I'll never forget this. It was one of my first times, and this girl was experienced. And we were in my car, and I really didn't know what I was doing sexually yet, but she did. Like she had actually already had a kid, and we were in like I think we were seniors, and we were having sex. She was like, "Come on, Van, come on."
Oh my God.
Did she smack you across your
It was
face and
like
say
he
you can do
wasn't
better?
Can we get this started?
Oh, what are we doing
my
here?
God.
Wow.
Yeah, I told my brother that. My brother was like, "Never tell that fucking story."
That's just hilarious. What's more disappointing? Super quick, or you almost got there and then he finished?
Almost got there and finished. That is the worst. And especially if ladies, if you know what you like, and you should fucking know what you like, because the guys can't read your damn mind. But if you're almost there, fucking say I'm almost there. But if he goes, oh shit, and then you're like,
Well, man, I was just gonna say, it sucks when like when you were slowing your stroke up because you're getting close, and then she hits you with the harder, and you're like, you don't. Here's the thing. Here's what's going on.
Yeah, man.
And this is why you wear condoms, kids.
Yeah.
You buzz and you just keep going. You fight through that numbness and that pain.
This guy.
You just keep going. And hope you
Fucking
can
terrorist. Like, no.
just
Like this guy, right.
That's way more disappointing because it takes time. Unfortunately, we have to get worked up a lot.
Boy.
And it sucks. Like, I've been told it takes too long, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm trying as much as you're trying.
Sounds like your beef is with God.
Don't bring God into this. God has nothing to do with it.
He made you.
Wow. But yes, that is more disappointing. But when you're in a cool relationship with the person, especially if it's a sexual relationship, you understand they're like, no, it's okay. I still got you. And that is what's dope, is when a dude is like, no, don't worry, boo. I got you. You're like, oh, okay. And then you do a little bit more. There's some guys out there just trying to get theirs, and they don't even know if a girl's close or not. Then there's some men that are like, nah, don't worry.
Yeah, I
got
mean,
you.
I feel that. I feel like I was really good at eating the cooch at a young age. So
I was a trailblazer in that respect.
yeah, same. So
Like,
for
where
me,
I was from, you couldn't admit that you did that. I was literally the first
Are
guy.
you from Jamaica?
yeah, right. So you're the first one that was open with it. Let them
Yes,
know.
telling people like it really, because the girl I was with, the first girl that I was really having a lot of sex with, she would say it. Yeah, but Van does it. And I'd be like,
Thanks a lot.
yeah.
I mean, but it is like a badge. Like, there were a lot of guys that didn't want to do it, but if your dude did, you're like, bitch, you ain't getting yours. Let me tell you. They'll brag about it. Girls will brag about, and that's a mistake, ladies. If it is good, don't tell fucking none of your friends.
Well, shit,
Don't tell your friends.
I'm glad I got good at that because I learned, later on as I was like fucking more. I'm like, yeah, you know what? I might just bust fast on occasions. So it's good to have that tool ready. In the arsenal. The best shit for me, I feel like the girls were most satisfied when you just go ahead and get right eating it till she's done.
My dad said make her come from that first.
Yeah, and then you can do whatever you
and
want.
then he's like, then the pressure's off.
Yeah.
Yes, and then they're all sensitive, so even the stroke feels extra good.
1,000%
Right.
agree.
Then he's like,
1,000%.
it's interesting that I go back and look at it now, all the sex tips that my dad gave me. just knowing that he was using them on my mom. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I think about like, everything, you know.
You came from that.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good note for me to leave on.
I think so. Hey, thanks for
was like, I wanted to
stopping
talk
by,
more.
man. That was a great talk, bro. Anything else you want to plug before you leave?
Nah, man, Red Pill Podcast. That's all we doing. I do want to plug one other thing. A movie I executive produced called Uppity. It is about Willie T. Ribbs, who is the first black man to drive at the Indy 500.
Okay.
So, me, Nick May, Adam Carolla, we all are a part of this. We're going to be going around the country doing screenings to really give this brother his flowers, because we talk about people who trailblaze and all different types of things. And these stories have common chords and common refrains, and sometimes you don't know what somebody went through just to achieve their dream. So It's a great story. It's a great movie. If you guys get a chance, when we have the screenings, I'll put them out there on Instagram, and you guys can come out and see it.
For sure. Well, hey, man, thanks for stopping by once again.
Appreciate that.
As always, thank you for listening to the No Chaser Podcast. I'm Timothy De La Ghetto.
I'm Ricky Shucks.
And I'm Nikki Blades.
Peace, motherfucker.
Bye.